Hello everyone, this is not an AIGC, artificial intelligence generated content. It is not. It is me speaking English. Just plain English, plain information. My teacher used to say that practice makes perfect. As I say, many Chinese students, they are actually recreating English, not just to speak English. Now it's been 10 years since I got back from Canada. The most people I encountered with, they are, when they are taking IELTS test, they are very good at listening, almost perfect or perfect at reading, very poor at writing and speaking. This is what I wanted to talk about. When I was substitute writer, I used to correct people's English all the time, their homework and their essays. Sometimes I will get paid for doing their homework, right? This is how I start a business, how I get my money. And later, when I taking the acting for film and television lessons, I grow to a new ability that's using simple English to express your feelings. The Chinese student, on the other hand, we most of our time we've been taught to use English in a very academic way. That is, you know a lot of words, big fancy words, scientific words, but it's not daily English. Daily English is just middle school level. When you've been to junior high or high school, you've been learning that kind of English all the time. So just try to minus or get rid of your fancy scientific English. It's just not what English we daily use. And you will never be as good as a native speaker. Try not to be like copy their behavior or trying to simulate an accent that doesn't have. It doesn't have. And, you need a lot of practice, like me, right? It's been 10 years since I left Canada. So my thinking train is not very, what can I say? It's not very going on and on. It's just continue to break me down. But it doesn't matter. It gets better. It gets better when you practice. And now we have Bilibili is AIGC. You can just speak in Chinese, and they will automatically translate it into English. It's kind of like you are speaking the language. But the problem is, I found out it will have a very strong Chinese accent if you use AIGC. It's not how people talk. And more importantly is when you use Chinese, they will have another type of fancy words, but it's not commonly used in English. So if you wanted to do some English content, especially when you want to start an account on YouTube, you should always practice more. And I'm already 41 years old. I'm turning 42 years old this year. And you guys are still young, like in your 20s, in your 30s. You're just still young. You will always have times to practice. Remember that. I learned French when I was in my 20s. And later, I moved to Canada for 4 years. Later, after French. So learning a second language, learning a third or fourth language is not going to help you to improve your English. English is something that you, when you practice, it gets better. It's getting better when you use like a full English contents. Like you switch your iPhone to English version, or play full English role-playing games, or watch on and on with the new TV shows, especially like American TV shows. And in the beginning, you need like a double subtitles with both English and Chinese. The second time you watch the same video, you should use only English subtitles. That is what you're gonna encounter in North America. And later, when you are very familiar with the content, like I watch a lot of soap opera, for example, Friends, right? I've been watching Friends for over like 25 times over all 10 seasons, and I'm very familiar with all the words and lines in that show. So when you read it or when you watch it one more time, you will know that where the line is, and you know the situation. So you try to memorize the situation, not the words, not the expression, but the situation. That's why I highly recommend you guys to forget about the grammar, forget about all the words, all the fancy words, especially when you are in like a graduated student or undergraduated. You try to remember the simple, stupid way of speaking English. So it's like on the TV shows, because TV is for most likely not very educated people, just plain normal American people, like high school level. So in their high school level is your high school level. In our country, we have a very strong English program for the common kids, not only for the elites, but for the common kids. Actually, the English you learn in middle school is very helpful, and it will help you pass all the tests. And later, when you need games and shows to improve your English, because you are already familiar with all the situations, like all the scenarios in that show. So you will memorize all the words in the real life, and it's better to learn the English in this way. And try not to get a British accent. It's can be very confusing when you are a beginner. Just try to use a plain American accent and try not to phase out your Chinese accent in the beginning, because it's a process. If you wanted to get rid of your current accent, you are just getting rid of a way of thinking. And it can be done by certain courses. When you take them, it will get better. And especially when you are in America or in Canada, it's very easy for you to get rid of the accent. Same as English, same as Chinese. When you move to a new province, to a new city, later and later, you will phase out your current accent. Nevertheless. So if you want to keep your current accent, it's okay. And just remember, like many Chinese, they wanted to use like the real English, but it's just very hard to get there. And the Indian person, they wouldn't mind to use their accent. And if you practice very, very often, and you can express yourself in the perfect way, and people can understand you. And I would say it's good English. It's very good English, because it's taking a few courses for you to phase out the accents, to learn how Americans speak. It's hard, and it's part of the acting training, because we are being actors. We need to able to speak different dialects. But you are Asian guy, right? So the most training I got is how to speak the English in a Japanese way or in a Korean way. It's never the Irish accent or the American South accent, because you're not from there, right? So, but most importantly, the old accent I used to know is just plain Northern American, Northern Mandarin accent, or the Southern accent, Cantonese accent. Actually, American people, they are very familiar with the Cantonese accent, but not with the Chinese accent, which we when we speak Mandarin for a very long time. When we first learn English, you will have that accent. It doesn't matter if it's Beijing English, right? It's just not the way we talk here. It's the way we used to talk like this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you understand the logic of the language. It doesn't matter. It's just getting better when you're trying to face it out. I don't think there is any the courses that you can take in China that will get you a better accent, but you try to browse some content in English. That's in English book. They used to have. I used to have like 3-4 different little books, very thin little books to help you to speak a better English. But just let's say it's not gonna helpful for you to pass the exam. And I strongly recommend you guys to take the IELTS test or the American English test in America or Canada, but not try to do it in China for the first try, because all the oral exam tapes will be sending to Australia. Well, Australians, when they speak English, they have their accent. So nevertheless, you will not be authentic in their way of eyes. So it doesn't matter about the grammar. It doesn't matter about the tense and the correct words. English or any language, we use it because it's simple to express ourselves. So it's not just when you speak Chinese, you will translate or recreating the language. You're not recreation. You just memorize or reminding yourself the situation. Then you speak what kind of words, expressions, and just use them. So it's the best way to use that is to through games, role-playing games. Because in role-playing games, you will face different scenarios. Let's say the current games. Now let's not talk about the old games. For example, like Baldur's Gate 3, the third one, and all the Bioware games are very good. And it's just pretty much about learning English. Another topic is Venezuela. And I never talk shit about America because I kind of like America and Americans. And I never talk shit about my home country too because it's my homeland, my home buddies, it's my countrymen, right? So I always want to try to explain things, especially political things, in a third-party ways. So it's very bad. It's very in my best interest to speak or to express myself in English, because in English the censorship will be easier, and it will not automatically translate into Chinese. So I'm not getting myself into trouble. Like in the Big Brother's eyes, I'm okay. And I think Americans have this can-do spirit. They want to take risks, and they wanted to try new ways. Nevertheless, taking their high-value targets is the way to get rid of the whole regime and try to get their oil. Their oil will be free, right? So it's very in the best interest of Americans. But we, as Chinese, we been invest on Venezuela is very much. I think it's $100 billion US. So it's a lot of money. So it's our very current, very core interest to us. So it's another way of saying like the South America is in their territory, right? So Asia is our theater, and Russia, if they want to mess with Europe, it's their play, right? So it's the only three powerhouse, the three players, the main players in the political world is dominating the whole world. So I don't know. I think America will take Colombia, Mexico, Greenland in the future, in 5 years. So it will become stronger and stronger. It's imperialism. Yeah, of course, it's imperialism. But can you blame them? Right? This is their best interest. If I'm an American, I will just support that, right? So in the political world, there's no like a fair trade. There's only like who call the shots, who hold the biggest gun. So it's an animal world. Right? So in Chinese platform, you will see a lot of things like blaming Americans for doing this, or the President Trump, or the other things is saying it's an invasion. It's not the same. It's not the same thing compared to the Russian-Ukrainian warfare, right? Because we have our values, our beliefs, so it doesn't matter. So I'm just saying, like, try to understand how the Americans are going to react, or how they do stuff, take actions. And this is another good example for American can-do spirit. They will take risks when they is suitable, and they will never like challenge such a great power as us, because it's just gambling. It's gonna cost a lot of chips, cost a lot of it's a lot of deal. When you win this game, it will definitely gonna win a lot, but you will also take a lot of damage. So if you are a very rich guy, will you like try to eliminate another rich guy, or will try to rob poor people? And I would recommend that you try to rob the poor people, but not try to getting rivalry with the other rich guy, which is China, right? So it's not in our best interest, but I can understand that, and I'm not trying to condemn or blame everyone, the other people, because I'm just a commoner. I'm just a content generator. I'm doing this for a living, so it doesn't matter. I'm not in that area, and this is not my strong suit of taking sides on political world. So it doesn't matter what my opinion is. So I'm just trying to say shit when it's in English. It's very fun. If you keep practicing, it's get better. It's get better. Just not try to do two things in one take. Like when we were doing the acting training, and American English is not my mother tongue, so I need to learn English and face out my accent and express myself and memorize the line. 4 things in the same line. So try not to do that. If you want to try to learn English, learn it when you get home, right? All the words you want to use the dictionary to find it out what that means, and you do it when you're free, like after school. And when you're in school, you're trying to practice the line with the accent. People will be, discomfort, is of course, but try not to do all the things at its best altogether, and you will never get there. So always learn the things little by little, and later you will face out the accent. Later you will memorize the lines. Later you will learn what this actually mean in English, and you will get better. You will get better when it's in the class. So learning acting in English is 15 years ago. When it's 2011, I did that in Vancouver. It only take half a year, but it's very, 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 very good course. Changed me completely from the bottom level, because when you try to pass all the exams, all the school course, you will generate an ability to speak, or not just speaking, but listening and thinking as American or Canadian is the language structure will change the way you think, change the way you express yourself. It's been 10 years. It's been more than 10 years, maybe 12 years. I don't know. I lose count many years ago, but it doesn't matter. It will get better. You see, at the now in the end of my video, I'm getting better than the beginning of my video. So it will come back. And all you guys have years of English training. When you were in elementary school, when you were in junior high school, when you were undergraduate, college people, postgraduated, graduate students, master degree, which is another expression. So try to use the words you currently have, and just not try to memorize all the words, because the word will not become language. Remember the situation. When you're in a restaurant, when you date, when you have a car accident, when you're at DMV, when you're at hospital, this is called situation. So try to use the situation. Memorize the situation. In games, you will learn about the situation. So this, I think, for the college people, is the best way to practice your English, is talking to a camera, talking to yourself, talking to people around you, or people over internet, like the rotating camera. I don't know what that is like, but just not try to better your English in the games. In the games, I mean online games like PvP. You learn the bad words very quickly, but not the language structure. Through language structure, you can only do that in a role-playing games. Role-playing games is very, it's all about the language. It's all about English. I think the best way for me to learn is because when I was a teenager, all the games back then in China, it doesn't have the translation. It doesn't have the Chinese version of translation. Now the game industry, it will always have the Chinese translation or the Chinese voice actors to do your localizations. And it's good. It's very good for you to play the games, but not a way to learn the language. There's used to be a game called Gothic 1, 2, 3, and I used to get it in the German version, not English version. So I started very early when I sprechen Deutsch, and it's very fun. And when you play the game, you can speak a little bit, and then when you learn it, it's just getting better. And talking about the games, the Fallout 3 Vegas, and I used to have Xbox 360 is in the French version because I was living in France. So I used to have a copy of a French version of Fallout. So I learned a lot from that single game. So you want to have a foreign version of game, or especially the games you are very good at. It will generate the confidence. So learning English is never a very easy way to get better, and just try to watch more, play more, and try to relax. If you are willing to immigrate to Australia, Canada, New Zealand, America, I think the best way for you to do it is now, because it will be the language you're gonna use in your daily life in the legal area. When you sign a lease, when you pass the driving tests, you will always need to be able to learn, speak, and read a lot of contents. And I strongly recommend when you were young, you take a college course in the English-speaking country, and it will really help you a lot to do a full English environment. try not to learn it when you are 30 or 40. It will pass the greatest moment for you to memorize things. And when you get older, you will lose the interest of learning new language or playing a new game, because it's a lot to take. It's a lot to take to in life. And when you are in my age, it's hard. It's really hard. But it's easier for me to learn a new language. I'm trying to pass the immigration test of Quebec. There are people helping me to pass my U.S. and Canadian federal programs, but I'm doing it myself. It's a DIY for Quebec programs, so it's better for me to getting a bigger chance to immigrate. So I'm trying to take another French test. So I'm been learning French in the same time and with Japanese, because I think if I'm now moving to North America, if all that program fails, I may try to be a YouTuber when I was visiting Japan. Right? It's closer to Japan. It's just gonna take 1 hour and 30 minutes from Shanghai to Kyushu, right? So it's not that hard. You may find out that the way I speak in Japanese, I will have an English accent because I used to learn Japanese in Canada, so that's the reason why. And when I speak English, sometimes I will have like a French accent, just a little bit, because I visited France first and graduated from France and then moved to Canada, so it's just the first impression, the first language that I ever use in a foreign land is French. So English is not my best strong suit, but it just comes later. And when you can speak the way like I do, you will be able to communicate with people on YouTube already, and just keep practicing. And I don't think when you trying to learn new stuff, you will not get any. You will get a lot. Getting any, it's not getting any sexually. It's just getting a lot of chance to expand your way of grasp, your way of thinking stuff, in a way of reaching different people. When you use a different language, you will reach different people, because even though you have automatic translated contents on Bilibili, and I highly doubt that people from another country will learn Chinese and then use translation, listen to your contents in AI English. AI English still has Chinese accent. So if you can be able to speak the language, even it's like clumsy as I am, you will be able to reach out to new people. New people will create new job opportunities, business opportunities, and just try to learn it from the people from the other side of the world. Not the whole world is just American and Chinese. It's a lot of people. There's a lot of different people with different culture background, and you will find out many people can speak a very good English, especially German, Arabs, Iranians, and Ukrainians, Russians. Maybe not Russians, but a lot of people can speak a very good English. And the reason they can do it because they are not shy. They are not shy as Asians, not shy as Chinese, Koreans, and Japanese, because a lot of Asians, Eastern Asians, we will be shameful if we are not speaking the perfect way. But how can you be perfect? You're not from there, right? So just keep practicing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't lose face. Even you speak in a very awful way, people can still understand you. So just try to better it, right? Read more, speak more, and 给 Christian nachher. Therefore, someone who doesn't risk will get nothing. So Americans will always take risks, and they have their can-do spirit. Americans will always have their can-do spirit. They are willing to take their risks. So they are the winner, right? Try to learn, try to think outside of this Chinese logic box. Sometimes we are trying to be in a very, peaceful world. We want to trade with everyone. We want to be friends with everyone. We want to be peaceful with the whole world. We don't want to rob anybody. We don't want to take advantage of everyone. It's very ideal. It's very ideal. It's just the way we think. We fantasize about the whole world, but the world is very practical. It's a very realistic place. So try to be more American, but not Chinese. Maybe half and half. Sometimes take risks. Sometimes even it's not 100%, you're still gonna try. Even it's like 10% of chance, you're still gonna gamble. It's just, take all you have. Sometimes you gotta do it, especially in this critical moment of the world history. Well, this is how I thought. This is how I practice my English. This is my very first episode ever in 5 years when I started my social media. So it will be the first one. It will never be the last one. And you can see I'm getting better and better because it's just all coming back to my memories, all coming back to my brain. I'm not young anymore, but you guys still have chance. You guys still have the time. Young people just keep practicing. Keep better yourself. It doesn't matter, right or wrong. No one is the judge. Only you, yourself. Don't try to judge yourself. Try to better yourself. And that's all. See you next time. And we don't know what kind of topic we're gonna have. And most popular topics, I will say it in Chinese, but most dangerous topics like the situation in Venezuela, because I'm not taking the same side like the other uploaders, YouTubers in China, right? They are supporting the justice side. They are condemning the invasion. So it's not the same side that I'm taking. So trying to be the neutral guy, but in political world there's no zone for the neutral people. So I always talking about loyalty, whom you support. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just a small time. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking about. So see you guys next time. This is James Wrong, and I'll see you then.